Hi everyone, welcome back again to my channel. My name is Wemimo and I'm also known as Thatmumof5 and also known as TMO5 Kanduko. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. So I found this news today actually, and I think I found it on ITV news. I'm going to screenshot it and paste it here. So it was about a news of a young man, a young Nigerian man who was actually sentenced to 8 years in prison, and his conviction has recently been overturned. So he's just recently been released from jail. And let me read the story to you. So yeah, according to ITV News was like, young man serving 8 years in prison for messages sent in Telegram chat as his conviction squashed. So this news was published on the 17th of January, which was a few days ago. So I'm going to drop a picture of the young boy here. So a young man jailed over an alleged revenge plot concocted on a messaging app has been released from prison after 3 years. So he actually spent 3 years out of the 8 years conviction he was given after senior judges found his conviction to be, in quote, unsafe. So Ademola Adedeji, 21-year-old, which means is a Nigerian boy, was convicted in 2022 of conspiracy to commit grievous bodily harm and was sentenced to 8 years in prison. But his conviction was in part due to a, in quote, false identification by a police officer who incorrectly claimed he was a boy said to be wearing gang colors in a 9-second drill rap video, according to the court of judge, you know. So it's crazy. It was actually a police officer that actually misidentified him. Like, don't get me wrong, everywhere we go they always say to do that, oh, we all look alike, we look alike, the Africans, black Africans, like, we look alike, right? So here it's been said that a police officer, it was a false identification, so it was not the guy the police were looking for, but an officer misidentified him. So, and also obviously these drill videos, I've listened to a few of those drill videos and drill rap songs, and it's nothing a well brought up child should be listening to. It's not the kind of music that any African parent should not even allow their children to be listening to such music. Such music should even be banned in the society, okay? But it's so, according to the court here, his lawyers told the reporters that Tasha Kacheri that his prosecution played on, in quote, racial stereotypes, and warned of the dangers of using social media and stereotypes as a way to convict young people. So that was what his counsel was saying in court. So the initial trial at Manchester Crown Court was told that Adedeji's best friend, so Adedeji's best friend is John Soyoye. Soyoye, I believe that was a Nigerian as well, was unalived on the street of Moston in Manchester in 2020. Both of them had attended church together and their families were close. Days after John's death, Ade was invited to a group chat on the messaging app Telegram, where he sent 11 messages out of more than 300. One in particular, a postcode of the whereabouts of someone he thought was responsible for his best friend's murder. Shortly after the messages were sent, 3 incidents of violence took place of which Ade had not taken part, nor was he present at any location where an attack took place. Speaking from prison, Ade said he regretted what was said in the chat and that, in quote, John would not like anyone to take revenge. In 2022, following a trial, he and 5 others were convicted of conspiracy to cause grievous bodily harm. The trial held that Mr. Soyoye, the guy who unalive, an aspiring rapper also known as MD, was regarded as the leader, in quote, of the Boston-based M40 gang. The prosecution said the prosecution said revenge attacks were planned in group chats on messaging app Telegram over 3 months. Members of the group were handed lengthy sentences in July 2022 following the trial. 4 defendants were also found guilty by a jury of conspiracy to commit murder, and another 6 among them, Ade, were found guilty of a conspiracy to commit grievous bodily harm with intent. So before the prosecution, Adedeji, whom we are talking about, who had no previous convictions, had an unconditional offer to study law at university. It was the head boy at school and addressed MPs at the Houses of Parliament. Can you imagine? He had his life. His life was moving ahead for him. admission to study law. You know, it was addressing MPs at House of Parliament. Why move with the wrong crowd? So the counsel representing Adedeji criticized the, in quote, absurd factual scenario of the prosecution's case at trial. He said the conviction was clearly unsafe, pointing to the wrong comments of the sentencing judge, who he said had referenced, in quote, murderous violence in his sentencing remarks when his client had not been convicted of any plot to unalive anybody. So what we are now saying now is the fact that Mr. Adedeji was found guilty along with others following a 10-week trial in 2021, with the prosecution using the rap video, a picture of Ade holding money to his ear, referred to as, in quote, the money phone, to demonstrate his alleged allegation to the M40 GNG. Ade has always maintained he was not a GNG member. The money phone, in quote, picture was just an imitation of a post he had seen celebrity strike, and it was not him in the video clip. Instead, it was a man named Tyrone. So the case went on and on there. So the cocoa of this matter was that it was a misidentification. So the video that the police officer saw was just someone that looked like him, and he was sentenced to jail because of that. So he was being released from prison, and here is a video of him where he was being questioned with his mom.
Sometimes I still feel like, am I dreaming? You know, I kept on pinching him and like, is that Ademola? Is that Ademola? You know, it's so good to have him back home.
You picture yourself every day walking out them gates. Even though no matter how long you got, you picture yourself walking out those gates. That's how you get by. And for that day to actually come, it's surreal. I packed my stuff so quick. I was ready to go, but I didn't want to go unless my mum was there. Do you know what I'm saying? And it took a lot for me to walk out them gates because it's a new beginning.
Ade's best friend, John Soyoye, was murdered on the streets of Moston in 2020. Days after, Ade was invited to a group chat.
Those text messages, what were they?
So it was not a conspiracy to murder, and it was not a conspiracy to Section 18. We're just kids just talking. I was 17 at the time. I didn't know the power of text messages. You can say something that you don't mean, but if you're young, black, and perceived to be a gang member, it's a crime.
In his appeal, it was proven it was not Ade.
You know, it's different when you have a child that has always been in trouble in school and all that, and you will be thinking, oh, you get in trouble. But this is a child, this is my son. This is the boy I raised. You know, God helped me to raise him. He's virtually done everything. Almost nobody is perfect, but he's been a good lad.
He's the only one to have his conviction overturned.
It's good to be back, but at the same time I feel like, why is it me? Do you know what I'm saying? Because like, since I've been in prison, I met so many amazing people who have got similar cases to mine, who have done nothing wrong, and who are doing big sentences for crimes they've not committed.
So you guys saw that video there of him being happy that he's been released. When I saw this video, when I saw this news, I was like, oh my God. I was thankful that eventually they were able to come to the end of this case and realize that it was not the one in that video. But then 3 years of his life he spent in prison over somebody who looked just like him in a certain video. So that was what the prosecution, that was the evidence the prosecutors are used to link him to the MURDR of his friend. So why have I brought this video? Actually, like I said, that drill songs, all this, they're always citing violence in those songs, and I don't think that any child brought up from a good home should be listening to such songs in the first place. And this also goes on to show that all this, so those of you that you think that you're hiding behind fake names, fake profiles, that you come here and say things, that you think you can say something to people, God help you that anything will happen, they will find you out. Yes, you'll be found out. So for him now, they were able to read through the messages that were over 300 messages on Telegram. All these apps, they are being monitored. And you wonder why the US and Trump wanted TikTok out of the US, because there is a way that app could, venture into your profile and know all about you. So what I'm trying to say in essence at the same time is that as an African parent in diaspora, it's hard, really, really hard to look after children here, especially when they get to that age whereby, especially when they clock 18. that is when they'll start telling you that yes, they are old enough, that they are now adults, that they know what they are doing. And no, there's nothing you as a parent will say to them. They will always believe that they know better than you. So it's just by the grace of God that someone like me, I fear every day for my children, especially as black kids. I must say that Scotland is fairly safe. We don't have the issue of gangs, but then anything can happen. Anything can happen. There might just be somebody on the street that will be walking aimlessly. I pray none of them will come across any of my children or any of your children out there. But let us learn to know who our children are moving with, where they are going. Let's try and also instill the fear of the law in them. If you move with somebody who is involved in crime, that person will at some point will implicate you, even though you don't have the intent of commit. Like this boy now, he does not have the intent of even committing any crime. It was just because of the text message, of a joking text message he sent, that oh, it was like a postcode of somebody he believes has a hand in the buying of his friend. That was how they linked him, and obviously of the video in the drill music, because it was posing with money, and he had to tell them that that was not him in the video, it was somebody else, but because it looked like that person, hence why the judge jailed him. He was jailed for 8 years, but then he spent 3 years of his life in prison, and now that trial has been overturned because they were going to do a retrial, but that has now been overturned and is now been released. So guys, what I'm trying to say in essence is this, that as African parents in diaspora, I must tell you, raising children in diaspora is not easy. Me here, I shout every day. In as much as I'm shouting every day, telling my kids not to do this, I'm sitting in the way trying to let them know the reason why I am shouting, letting them know the reason why I am concerned about their movement. I'd rather they stay indoors. If they don't have anything to do outside, I'd rather they stay indoors. At times, I can't keep them indoors forever. They will have to go to uni, they will have to go for lectures, they will have to go to work, they meet friends every day. Even sitting down here, I don't know all of my children's friends. I've got 5 kids, I don't know all of their friends. I don't know all of their friends, but I know of certain ones they mention all the time. So with those ones, I'm happy that okay, they are going to a person's place. I know this person, but then do I know any other friends they are going to meet anywhere else? All we can do as a parent is continue to pray, continue to let them know the consequences of if they move with the wrong crowd, and the consequence of obviously if you end up going to jail as a black kid. If you come out of prison, that's your life done. That's your life done, except maybe you go back to Nigeria. And yes, they will say Nigeria is the back door of condemns. No. But then if you go back, you might just be able to, obviously if you realize a mistake, you might be able to, restart your life again. So like I was saying, diaspora parents, we just need to keep praying for our children, keep educating them of the dangers of moving with the wrong crowd. Like, you know what, you might not even know anything. Your friend might have committed a crime. You might not even know what your friend has done. But because maybe you are working with them just after they've committed that crime, and then they'll pack you up with them, before you know it, you are being dragged into a case you know nothing about. I pray that will not be any of our children's portion. What I'm trying to say in essence is that I'm so happy for this young guy, and his mom is super happy for him as well. But with that being said, all cases will not turn out the way Adedeji's case turns out. If you are found to be moving with the wrong crowd and they pack you like Omero together with somebody who has committed a crime, only God can actually get you out of that case if you are innocent of such case. So parents, never resist or never relent on ensuring that your children are safe. Ensure you speak to them about the consequences of moving with the wrong crowd. Let them walk safe. Be conscious of their environment and the kind of friends they move with. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts and opinion in the comment section as regards to this case. Like I said, I'm happy for this guy. And yes, it's been said that it's no criminal record is going to be recorded against his name. So I believe they're going to wipe his record, so at least he's able to, start his life afresh again. I'm quite happy about that for him. This is the end of my video. If you've watched till now, if you've not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to subscribe, like, drop a comment in regards to what I've said and in regards to this thing. Like I said, I'm going to leave a link to this article. I'm going to leave it in the description box in case you're interested in reading further about it, because it's a long read. I've just kind of like skimmed through it. Don't forget to share this video, turn on your post notification, and do not hesitate to join my membership. And I hope to catch up with you in my next video. And yes, may our struggles in life of our children, may it not come to vain in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. I'll see you guys later. All right, bye.